Top 10 rap albums of 2017. My name is Josh or Envyerz. Criteria for this video is albums that came out this year that I listened to and enjoyed the most. Knowing YouTube, this video will probably be demonetized the moment I upload it because it has the word rap in the title. Rap is a bad word on YouTube. You can't be using that word around here. So I guess I'll be slaving for free today to keep the tradition alive of doing this every year. At number 10 we have Amine. Towards the end of 2016, his song Caroline blew up and had an amazing 2017 because of it, and was white girls across the world's favorite song for a few months. After that, I predicted that XXL would pick him up and put him on the 2017 freshman list, and people around the comment section of YouTube said, "You're crazy! He's a one-hit wonder! You must be white!" No, just realistic when it comes to looking at numbers and seeing the progression and growth that an artist makes. But I was kind of skeptical myself. He didn't have a lot of songs out prior to getting on XXL besides Caroline, and so I kept with it to see what he was gonna do, and I actually enjoyed Good For You. Two of my favorite songs on there is Turf and Money. Definitely not a one-hit wonder. I encourage everyone to go check out this project.
Money don't make you happy, it just make you wanna get richer. Money make the world go round. Money turn your best friend down. Money turn a good girl out. Money make the sun go south. And it made my self-esteem, but it never take my tree life.
At number 9 we have Kendrick Lamar's project. Now this is probably an unpopular opinion. I know a good majority of blogs and publications and probably other YouTube videos usually have Kendrick number 1 no matter if it's this year, last year, or 2015, and so forth and so on. Whenever Kendrick drops an album, it'll most likely be number 1 on a good majority of areas. His visuals for his music videos are absolutely amazing. Humble, not the best song, however. I feel like this album had better songs than Humble, but I guess that song got more mass appeal on the radio and on a variety of different shows, and I guess that's the song that stuck. Personally, for me, I enjoyed Feel and Element, more underrated songs. I mean, even though this band's doing millions, but just didn't get the traction as Humble did. I'm not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, but this was by far my favorite album that he was able to release. I guess his music's growing on me. At number 8 we have Kodak Black. How in the world do I have Kodak Black above Kendrick, you say? Well, it's because I enjoyed it more and it had more replay value to me. This doesn't have anything to do with lyrics or meaning behind the album. It's just personal enjoyment, and I found Kendrick. I found Kodak Black's album way more enjoyable than I thought I actually would. Not gonna lie, I kind of classified Kodak as a mumble rapper, especially after his trash XXL cypher and freestyle. But one of my friends recommended I check it out. I checked it out, listened to it. It had a couple bangers on there, from Tunnel Vision to Patty Cake, and my personal favorites, Candy Paint and Reminiscing featuring A Boogie with the Hoodie. So I'm surprised how many songs sound different on this album, because a lot of albums that came out in 2017 all sounded the same. At number 7 we have Tyler the Creator. Now, similar to Kendrick Lamar, I was never a huge Tyler the Creator fan. Flower Boy was my first ever project that I enjoyed by Tyler. 2017 and beyond, we try new things, and we're not judging a book by its cover, and we're giving things a second chance. This is the year of a lot of firsts, because I actually tried listening to a variety of different music, and mainstream music and non-mainstream music this year. My music choice has expanded, and as corny as it may sound, Who Dat Boy, the first single and the visual with A$AP Rocky, I thought was amazing. I said, I'm gonna check this out. I listened to the whole album, enjoyed the album. Some of my personal favorites off the album, I Ain't Got Time and See You Again. At number 6 we have Goldlink. I found out about Goldlink back when he was on XXL in 2015, and at the time I don't think he was really deserving of XXL. He didn't really have any hits out. Now he does in Crew. It's taking the world by storm. He has a very jazzy and rap oriented style of music that you don't hear a lot, and that's why one of the reasons why it stood out to me this year. And hopefully he continues to make music, because the music industry needs something like this. They need Goldlink. They need guys like Rari to blend genres, and hopefully, you know, this isn't about Rari, but I made a video about that. You guys should go check that out. My personal favorites on the album is Pray Every Day and Her Side Story. At number 5 we have Brockhampton. This was extremely difficult to pick which Saturation I wanted to put on this list, but we ultimately ended up Saturation 3. Saturation 2 was my first Brockhampton album that I listened to. I went back to go listen to the first one, see what I missed. I was always a fan of Kevin Abstract. I always thought he made different music. I didn't realize he formed a boy band, essentially is what they're calling themselves, and making some amazing music together. I feel like I enjoyed Saturation 3 the most out of the trilogy, just because of the fact that I listened to the first two prior and was able to distinguish what person is doing the hook, what person is rapping this verse, etc. It felt like the most complete album to me. My personal favorites is Bleach and Hottie, but my favorite tracks of all time in the trilogy album, Tokyo and Sweet. Although Saturation 3 is my favorite album, Tokyo and Sweet are some of the best songs that help distinguish each member.
It's funny how things can change. $300 to my name led to Hollywood. I was living off ramen and shit. $500 on these dinners, never have to pay. Growing up, my teachers told me, you better get them grades up if you want to finish high school. And after high school, you better get a degree.
At number 4, we have Jaden Smith. Now, this project, SYRE, can go either way for you. Some people call it trash. Some people call Jaden trash. Some people call him fake deep, etc. He's only popular because he's Will Smith's son. Or you could say, wow, because he's Will Smith's son and because he got the money, he's able to have the high production that most rappers don't, but he's also able to rap better than a good majority of these rappers that you enjoy. Mind you, in my Jaden Smith video that I talked about the album, he does have some reusable lines, and he's not this amazing lyricist as guys like Kendrick Lamar. That shouldn't take away from the album. The whole intro, the 4 tracks he had titled Blue, that was the best way to open up an album in my opinion. Just nothing but music, nothing but your product. Then you could get into the skits later and what have you. This album would definitely be higher if it didn't have as much dragged on beats, talking, or part of a story that he's going for. Not a fan of all of that in albums, especially if you listen to it over and over. A lot of these songs are dragged on, but other than that, my favorite songs on the album is FALCON featuring Rari and Amine.
What do you think that I'm doing when you're not around? I'm just at home by myself. Or out with them girls, but we both know that doesn't help me. Come mama, do your dance. Need my money in advance. The Louis V pants. I'm never playing by my pants. Kicking your door, with the tool in my hand.
At number 3, Big Sean. Going into 2017, I don't listen to a lot of mainstream music. Big Sean, Kendrick, Tyler, like a lot of the albums I have on this list are pretty mainstream, if I do say so myself. Something that I would normally not listen to in prior years. We're trying out new things. We're trying to expand the music genre that I listen to. And I decided was, for a while when it came out, my favorite rap album of that year. And I thought it was going to be until the next 2 albums came out. I also thought that Big Sean was a top 5 rapper in the game currently, but then he dropped a joint project with Metro Boomin, and then his value kind of went down. Not a huge Big Sean fan, but I listened to the album enough to rank it this high because of how much I enjoyed it and how much replay value it had. My personal favorites on the album, Halfway Off the Balcony and Jump Out the Window. At number 2, we have Joey Bad. A good way to talk about social issues and what's going on in the world, unlike other rappers out there named Eminem. Out of all the years I've been listening to Joey, he hasn't released a project where I absolutely said, hey, this isn't to the level that I expect your music to be at. And I know when he released Devastated, people were saying, go back to making 1999, you know, Waves. Waves is probably one of my all-time favorite songs by him, but I appreciate the growth, the issues he talked about, and just the raps. My favorite tracks on it, Temptation and American Idol.
Amerikkkan Idol, one hand on my Bible, one hand on my rifle. I'm aiming at my rival, sure to leave him dead on arrival. They say it's all about survival, never lacking the vitals. So I came to kill the game and still give it revival. I'm coming for the title, man, but you throwing your towel. Last nigga who tried to vow, now I'm facing a trial. I'ma be here for a while, getting richy like Lionel.
At number 1, my personal favorite quote-unquote album of 2017 was Drake's More Life, and I'm not even a huge Drake fan, to be totally honest. 2017, I listened to a whole lot of mainstream music compared to prior years like 2016 or 2015, and Views, kind of trash. Album before that, what is it, Before You're Reading This Too Late, kind of trash as well. He always had singles, and I don't judge basing a single to a full album enjoyment, but More Life, it had a lot of songs that were like back to back. I know Sacrifices in Portland,
Young Thug was on there actually rapping. It was crazy. And whether you love him or hate him, whether he's a culture vulture or not, or he steals flows or steals songs, he brought some of the UK artists over to be on his playlist, quote unquote. I guess that's a safe way of saying this isn't an album, so if it doesn't do numbers, it's just a playlist, don't worry. Either way, I enjoyed it though. With that being said, did you guys enjoy this video? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you did, leave a like on it. Check out some of these other videos on screen coming up, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Jenny from the blocks in the block to your top, tuck the Glock. I don't play with fire, but I keep stoners rolling fingers with my stoners, and we steady rolling. You could call us rolling stoners, huh? Perfect. Danny Ocean, Danny Glover, that's a motion picture. This motion sickness got me spitting on another level.